Let's begin by not trying to arrive anywhere. There is nothing you need to achieve in this moment, nothing you need to understand completely, nothing you need to calm or correct. Just allow yourself to be here. Night anxiety can feel intense, sometimes suddenly, sometimes quietly building in the background. You may notice the chest tightening, the stomach holding, the breath becoming shallow or irregular. Thoughts may speed up as if the mind is trying to solve something quickly before something bad happens. In that moment, it can feel very convincing that something must be wrong. But let's pause here, not to argue with the mind, not to reassure it forcefully, just to look. Here is something important to remember. Night anxiety is loud, but it is not accurate. At night, the nervous system is more sensitive. The body is tired. The mind has fewer distractions. Old fears rise more easily. Unfinished thoughts feel heavier. Imagination feels more real. Fear feels bigger in the dark. But bigger does not mean truer. The mind often mistakes intensity for importance. But intensity is not the same as truth. Notice this carefully. Nothing about tonight requires immediate action. No decision needs to be made right now. No problem needs to be solved before sleep. No conclusion needs to be reached, even if the mind insists otherwise. We don't need to fight it. We simply notice. This is the mind trying to protect by rushing, instead of trying to calm yourself. See if you can. Stay with yourself, not manage yourself, not fix yourself, not escape what's here. Just stay. Let your attention gently move to the body. Notice where your body is being supported. The bed beneath you, the floor holding you, the chair receiving your weight. You don't need to relax. These places, they are already supporting you. Let the support be felt. And now, notice the breath. Not to control it, not to deepen it, not to slow it down. Just notice that breathing is happening on its own. The body already knows how to breathe. It doesn't need instructions. If the breath is shallow, let it be shallow. If it is uneven, let it be uneven. We are not here to correct life. We are here to see it. Thoughts may continue to appear. That is not a problem. Seeing does not require a quiet mind. It only requires a noticed mind. If a fearful thought appears, see if you can meet it gently, not as an enemy, not as a command, but as a mental event, and softly, almost like a whisper, ask, this a fact or a prediction? You don't need to answer. The question itself creates space. Most night, thoughts are predictions, images of what might happen, stories about what could go wrong, interpretations dressed up as certainty. Predictions don't need answers. They don't need reassurance. They don't need solutions. They dissolve when they are not fed. Notice how the body responds when you don't follow the thought forward, and you don't push it away either. Something settles, not because fear disappeared, but because you stopped giving it authority. This is an important distinction. We are not trying to remove anxiety. We are letting it exist without being believed. The mind has a habit of treating feelings as facts. A sensation arises and the mind concludes, this means something is wrong. A tight chest becomes danger. A racing heart becomes a warning. A heavy feeling becomes a problem. But sensations are just sensations. Thoughts are just thoughts. They feel personal, but they are movements, not instructions. There is a subtle but powerful difference between "I am anxious" and "anxiety is present." When we say, "I am anxious," we stand inside the anxiety. When we see anxiety is present, we stand with it, not inside it. That small shift creates space, and space is what the nervous system needs. You don't need to feel calm to be safe. You only need to not be rushed. Urgency is what keeps anxiety alive. The belief that something must be done now. But look again. Your body is supported. Your breath is moving. The room is quiet enough. That is enough for this hour. Suffering does not come only from what arises, but from how quickly we believe what arises. At night, the mind believes faster. Old lenses come online. Old interpretations wake up. Not because something is wrong with you, but because the mind is tired and running on habit. Tonight is not asking you to fix those habits, just to see them. Notice how the mind creates meaning automatically. A thought appears, and before you notice it, a conclusion has already formed. This means I won't be okay. This means something bad is coming. This means I need to figure this out. But seeing interrupts the chain. When you see the thought as a thought, it doesn't complete its full cycle. Nothing dramatic happens, no fireworks, just less momentum. If memories arise, see them as memory. If future images arise, see them as imagination. They feel real, but they are not happening now. Right now, you are lying here, breathing, supported, and that matters. You might notice the mind saying, "If I don't think about this now, I'll lose control." But gently notice, thinking harder has never brought rest at night. Rest doesn't come from solving everything. Rest comes from not fighting what's here. Fixing assumes something is broken. Seeing recognizes what is present. Then, what is present right now is a nervous system trying to protect you in the only way it knows how. You don't need to correct it. You don't need to educate it. You can let it be seen. And when something is seen clearly, without resistance, it naturally softens. If emotions arise, fear, sadness, loneliness, see if you can let them exist without labeling them as mistakes. They are not signs of failure. They are signs of being human. You are not doing this wrong. You are simply awake while old patterns pass through. The mind may wander again and again. Each time you notice that noticing is not a setback. It is the practice. Return gently to support. Return gently to breath. Return gently to this moment. There is nowhere else you need to go tonight. You are safe enough to rest right now. That doesn't mean everything in life is resolved. It means this moment is not an emergency, and that is enough. Sleep may come, or it may not. Either way, you can rest. Rest is not the absence of thoughts. Rest is the absence of struggle. Let yourself be held by the night without asking it to give you answers. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to not know. You are allowed to rest inside uncertainty. That is all tonight asks of you. Stay here, softly, quietly. Let the night pass without being forced.